to Geek Squire. Today is a very special episode. This past weekend, it was the 20th anniversary of Pocket Monsters, Pokemon.
One of the best series to ever be created.
Period.
Yeah, period. It is one of the best. If you don't like Pokemon, you're either lying to yourself or you had a
You're an
horrible
adult.
childhood.
No, you're an adult.
Not even an adult. I know adults that play it. So, you either had a horrible childhood or you're lying to yourself. And it's okay. This is a friendly zone. You can open up to us.
Collection. So, my name is Tia.
I'm Cade.
And this is Geek Squire's super special video. Alright, so Pokemon came out when we were chillins.
It changed my life.
Yeah. Well,
that sounds horrible, but yeah, I don't know what my life would be if I didn't have Pokemon in it. It was something that I got for my birthday. Got the first Red and Blue. I thought that was amazing. I played them. First time playing it, hooked. I will not ever change my opinion on it. I love it. I'll be 45 and I'll still play the game. I do not care. It is amazing.
Well, you're halfway there.
Pretty much.
I was not allowed to play it because my mom is a born again Christian. Not necessarily a bad thing, but she's one of the women that's like, it's evil! So I enjoyed the TV show, and my grandmother secretly had me collect the cards behind her back.
That's how grandmother should do.
Yes, so shout out to my Mama Judy. But regardless, I enjoyed it for obvious reasons. That and I had to watch it in order to watch Sailor Moon, which came on slightly later. So that's a thing too. Sorry. But Pokemon, I can't necessarily say it changed my life, but it took me to a place where I had more control of my surroundings, theoretically.
Yeah.
So
it was basically the first RPG style game that I played.
Yeah, actually, yes.
I'm not a huge fan of RPGs. I'll play them. I like them. Is it my first choice? No. But when it comes to Pokemon, there's always that one game. It's like, this is the game that I'll always play.
So, what's your favorite Pokemon game?
My favorite game, granted there's
hella
10 different games. There's 6 generations. There are remakes of older generations. My favorite generation has to be the second, the Johto, just because you got to go through this whole new region, brand new Pokemon. You had quote-unquote baby forms of older Pokemon.
Yeah.
Which was awesome. And then after you beat this game, after you went to Elite Four and you beat Lance, you got to go back to Kanto, the original Pokemon, and travel through that region and battle those gym leaders. That was awesome. No other games do I know where you could go from one game, from a sequel, go from one sequel, and then travel back to the other game. In any type of game, not just Pokemon, in any game. That's the only one that I know.
I mean,
and I could be wrong.
You technically do it in Bioshock Infinite with the DLC, but I see.
Besides DLC, a standalone by itself game, because there are DLCs for other games, but with just by itself, there's no other game that does that.
Mm.
It was an awesome thing. It was really cool to get all these brand new Pokemon, talk to Professor Oak, and then go back to Kanto. It was awesome.
Personally speaking, I like Platinum. It's also mostly because it's my favorite legendary. So, but I like a good creation story. And the Sinnoh region is all about the cradle of the Pokemon, creation, etc., etc. That's my thing. I love it. And it's also the snowy region, and I'm like, hell, motherfucking yes. My thing. I have problems. That's just me.
I like Sinnoh too. Sinnoh had some of the best and worst starter Pokemon.
Are you
Turtwig was, to me, besides Sceptile, besides Trico, Turtwig is the best grass starter ever. Bulbasaur's cool. He's a good Pokemon.
He's cute.
He's cute. But battling wise, he's not that great. Turtwig, awesome. Goes from grass, then goes to ground. Grass and ground. That's a typing that was first of its kind.
What about Water
and
Steel?
Dominated electric moves.
Water Steel.
Water. On the other hand, you have Piplup, which to me is my least favorite starter because its final form is Empoleon. Great looking, bad typing. Water Steel. One electric move, Thundershock, and it's done. It's done. I can't help it. To me, that was a bad typing choice. But I did like Sinnoh because yes, it had a whole new region, the creation and all that, and it also had, like Johto had the baby forms.
Yeah.
Those got third evolutions. Shout out to Electabuzz and Magmar. You had Magby and Elekid and Johto. You had Electivire, Magmortar, and Sinnoh. That was awesome. Along with Johto, you had Espeon and Umbreon. You had Glaceon and Leafeon and Sinnoh. I did like Sinnoh. It was a fun game, but Johto is my favorite because of you can go to 2 regions.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for that,
I'm waiting for an open world Pokemon game where you choose what region you start in and then you just go from there. That's what I want. But that's
every Pokemon fan would want that, but it's too much.
It'd be like an MMO.
It would be like an MMO, and it wouldn't be for a handheld. And as much as like Pokemon Coliseum and Gale of Darkness for the GameCube was awesome, they didn't really do that great because nobody wanted to play it on a system. They wanted to have a handheld. They wanted to go ride the bus and play the game, and walk and play the game. All that data would not work for a handheld.
Right. Okay. So I already, my favorite, technically favorites, plural, because they're all technically part of a holistic creation trio. What is your favorite legendary? Well, and Lugia, but that's a given because I like water Pokemon.
Lugia is flying.
I know, but it's still under the water, and that was the big thing for me when I was a child.
I have about 2 favorites. My first is Celebi, because it's cute, it's a little...
But you can get it this month!
You can.
Okay.
Download from the mystery gift on Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire and X and Y.
And you have to connect to just world internet.
Yeah, just connect to the internet.
Yeah.
I like Celebi because one of my favorite Pokemon movies was Pokemon Forever, where Celebi would travel time.
Yeah.
When you got to meet little Professor Oak, thought that was awesome. He was like, hey, who's this? Oh, you find out later that it was Professor Oak, like at the very end, which was like oh my god, I can't believe that happened. And that's number 1, and then I also like, oh crap, I'm forgetting his name.
Having a brain fart?
Having a brain fart. It was, Rayquaza from Hoenn. One of the ultimate best dragon types ever. It was the start of the dragon legendary.
He looks like Shenron.
He does look like Shenron. I did see that. I was like, oh my god, he does look like Shenron. But I liked it. You had Ruby and Sapphire, you had to wait till you beat the Elite Four, then you could go catch them. Or you can just play Emerald and catch him before you go to Elite Four,
right.
And then he's just OP as fuck because he's like level 73, and he would dominate.
If you want to talk about breaking a game,
it was amazing. And now he has a Mega Evolution, which looks cool. He looks even more like Shenron because he has now the little tendrils thing that come off his face, and then his shiny form is black and red, which looks awesome.
You are such a man.
Those are my 2 favorites. I do have some least favorites, and that's basically all of Generation 5. I played the games. I'm going to like it because it's Pokemon, but as a fan, I thought Generation 5 dropped the ball hard. It wasn't that great. The second game of Black 2 and White 2 were okay. They added new Pokemon, a whole new gym leader, they changed some stuff around. That was cool.
I think that was their, we're sorry.
That was their we're sorry, and I appreciate it. It was fun, but it's still not one of my favorite generations.
Yeah.
So all those legendaries, not really a big fan of. They just didn't do anything for me. So what are your favorite legendaries?
I already said. I love all legendaries from some reason. And I don't necessarily...
Can you name them?
I don't have it. No, because I can't pronounce the names. I have a list.
Palkia, Dialga, Giratina,
You've heard
Yuzi,
me try to pronounce...
Azelf,
Gear...
and Giratina.
I can't... No.
And Shaman. Ooh, Shaman. Let's give a little shout out to Shaman. The little cute hedgehog with a pink leaf on it. Cute legendary. Did it need to be there? Not really, but it's appreciated. Again, thank you, Sinnoh, because you got some.
Bless.
Yes.
You made me feel, was that okay? Okay, name like 3 of your favorite Pokemon, because I'm not going to say give me a list, because your list can go on.
My list would be going forever.
It's like pie, okay?
My top 3, I like all the generations, but my top 3 are going to be from the first 3 generations. I like Generation 6, I love it, but my third favorite has to be Nidoking. That was the first fully evolved Pokemon that I had, because I had a Nidoran in Red and Blue, one Red, which I mainly played. It evolved into a Nidorino, and then I go to Mount Moon, not knowing, because I was like 6, 7 years old, I used the Moonstone on it. I had a Nidoking that was like level 19, 20. And it did suck at the time, but now that I'm older, I definitely know what to do with a Nidoking or with a Nidorino, is to level it up and then evolve it. But that was my...
Oh, you did it too prematurely?
I did it too prematurely. It was a... But it was a 6, 7... I mean, I was like 6 or 7. It was something I've never... It was my first time playing the game, so I didn't know any better. My second favorite would have to be...
Don't have an aneurysm.
Scizor. Scizor. I mean, it was one of the 4 Pokemon, well, one of the 2 brand new from Johto that got the new typing of Steel, and it was Bug, and it just looked badass. It had fucking big ass claws on its hands instead of the scythe. I was like, no, I want some claws so I can hold shit, and it shoots Hyper Beams out of it, which is cool.
So I can hold shit.
How hard is it for a Scizor for a Scythe to hold stuff with this? He holds it like this. Scizor, he's just like, I got this, and he shoots Hyper Beams out of it. That is awesome. And of course, my #1 favorite Pokemon of all time is Charizard. Charizard is the best starter. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Charizard is the best.
So much shit.
Now that X and Y came out and it has 2 different Mega Evolutions, Mega Charizard Y, cool. It looks like a beefier version of the normal Charizard. I like it. There's no hate. But the ultimate is Mega Charizard X, when it changes from a fire flying to a fire dragon. Finally, Charizard becomes a dragon. And he just, with the blue flames coming off of his face, the best looking starter.
I think they should just change the typing, because he is the only Pokemon who looks blatantly like a dragon. Like, he's the first Pokemon to look blatantly like a fucking dragon.
Well, you had Gyarados, and he's water flying, which is weird because he's definitely like a serpent. And of course, we did have
the mythology based
Dratini, Dragonair, and Dragonite, which were the original dragons.
Right.
And even in Johto, there was no dragons. There was still Dragonite. Charizard, with the Mega Evolution, becoming a dragon is okay. I've come with terms of not being a dragon. It can learn Dragon Tail. It can learn dragon moves. Not being a dragon, learning dragon moves, it's awesome. That's like the ultimate thing. So, Charizard is #1. What's your top 3?
Obviously, Empoleon, but I like the typing, mind you. I did manage to defeat the Elite Four with him, because he was a boy. And I don't know. I guess it just sits close because of the region I guess it's probably the only reason, honestly, why that and I just like water type Pokemon. Water and Ghosts are usually my thing. My second, second, you're gonna. Alright, I hope you're done sucking it, because that was like, we had to take a short break. But I like the Lopunny. I like it a lot. I like to breed Pokemon. So knowing that you can breed this Pokemon and you can get fighting type moves like Ice Punch and Fire Punch and Low Kick like that, even though I think that's technically more normal, but it's a fighter move. That is enjoyable to me, and you can only level up Venery if this Pokemon likes you. So it's always like a struggle. I'm like, where the fuck can I get a Soothe Bell in this game? Because it's the only way I'm going to make this Pokemon like me. That's just me though. I'm also a girl, so I'm a little biased when it comes to these things. And my favorite Pokemon of all time is a Mamoswine. He's laughing at me.
No, Mamoswine's good.
I
have no problems with Mamoswine. Ice ground. I mean,
I try so hard. Like, I get Swine up and I'm like, I have to level you up really quickly and make you into the badass that I know you have potential to be. It's so hard.
Level 30, and then teach it ancient move, and then it'll evolve at level 33.
It's just, it's so.
But to get to that level to catch one is hard.
But like that's the Pokemon I can imagine myself having in real life. Because I could just ride it on the street. Like, I'm going to just jump on the back of my Mamoswine, and if anything happens, something's about to go down, I know he's got my back. It's weird. I just picture scenarios with this Pokemon, and it all just makes sense.
It's the childhood in us.
It is. I have a Pokemon OC. Mamoswine's like #1 Pokemon on the team. But that's really my top 3. I don't really have a least favorite.
I don't either. There are some that I don't really care to use.
Yeah, but
but sadly they're mostly from Generation 5. There's this Flounder. It's Electric Ground, which is a cool typing. Doesn't really do much, and it's not really a pretty looking Pokemon. I mean, it's a Flounder that's just floats around. It's not my favorite. So when I see that, I go, I don't even want to catch it.
Okay.
Even to complete the Pokedex, I'm like, do I really need to catch this to do it? I guess.
What is your preferred types?
My preferred type is either fire.
Types plural.
Or, well, I have a number. Like my number 1 is usually 2 because I can't. It's usually fire and grass. I mean, I know there's 2 fire beats grass, but there's a lot of, like, my favorite fire type move is Flamethrower. It's just one of those moves that never gets old. And then grass, it has Razor Leaf, which is a really good move. I mean, even if it's against fire type, it still does decent amount of damage. So it's a really good move. I also like Ghost. Who doesn't like Ghost? Ghosts are cool.
Yes.
I mean, Gengar. Dusknoir. Dusknoir is my favorite ghost type. I'm saying it right now. Frostlass, yeah, but Frostlass is an ice ghost. It's not
that's awesome. Ice. Dual typing.
It is a dual type, but I'm just saying, its main typing is ice.
Well, yeah, it's called Frost.
Yeah, so that would be more of your ice type than ghost.
Oh my god, I'm not getting into this. Okay, for me, it's usually water, ice, ghost, and I do prefer fighting Pokemon, but that's usually just because you can.
Have you noticed that most people who pick their typing is usually based on which
starter they prefer?
Not starter they prefer, but their zodiac sign. If you want to get like really spiritual with it.
No, because technically I would not choose water. I would choose flying.
Okay. I'm an Aries, so I love fire.
Because Aquarius, even though it's aqua, it is an air sign.
No, Pisces is.
So, yeah, get on my level.
I already know this.
Alright. Who is your favorite gym leader and favorite Elite Four member? Alright. Whipping it out.
You go first.
One? Okay. Alright, so I just got X. and
She's far behind.
I am very far behind. Further than you.
I've already had X and Y, so.
Then what happened to them, Sunshine?
I made a horrible choice, and to get a newer game, I traded them in. I'm not proud of it. I'm not proud of it at all. But that's what happened.
I'm judging you.
Oh, I'm judging myself.
Anyways, I like Valerie.
The fairy type?
Yes, fairy type gym leader. I'm convinced that she's like a possessed woman because she has no pupils. But I feel like with the introduction of a new typing, her and all the trainers that you have to go against to get to her, it's pretty interesting. The layout is awesome of her gym because it's pretty much like you're crashing your sleepover or slumber party. That's how
you basically her gym is basically her house.
Yeah, like it's like you're in this mansion. There's a bunch of chicks, and I'm like, ooh, if I was a guy, I'd be enjoying this. So I just like it. I feel like she's one of the more original ones, so to speak, that they come up with. Because she looks creepy as hell to me, but she's all like girly and shit. And I like Chantal as my Elite Four, who's of course from this generation, the Black and White series. But she uses Ghost type Pokemon, and she's a freaking dweeb. She's like, there's books everywhere. She's got big goofy glasses, and I don't know. She's just adorable. I struggled to defeat her. I really did.
She is a hard one to.
Yeah, I struggle to defeat her, and I get her mad respect because you can be that cute and dweeby and still be badass. And so, inspiration, get. Alright, go.
My favorite gym leader is from Hoenn. It's Flaherty.
Flaherty.
I like fire types, but at the same time, and I know it's a cartoon or whatnot, she is the cutest gym leader of them all.
Bitch.
She's like
Chantal.
She's in her early 20s, late teens, early 20s, and she's a motherfucking gym leader, and she's badass.
So I guess that's your two-dimensional wife.
No, we're not gonna talk about that. The fact that she's just the fire type, she uses a Torkoal. It's just awesome. She's cute, fire type. I like fire. My favorite Elite Four member would have to be.
He has it written down.
I have it written down.
Me, so do I, but whatever at this point. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I'm coming.
Why didn't you just leave it out?
Coming down. What has to be Drake. Sorry, I couldn't think of his name. He is the dragon.
That's like the easiest thing to remember.
He has
Caught me on the set.
dragon types. He has Salamence, which is an awesome dragon type Pokemon. Bagon is one of my favorite little
I'm dead.
Pokemon I want to train. I want one, like in real life. I just want one because it can learn Hydro Pump, which is cool when you breed it. It can learn Hydro Pump. Yeah, Drake is just Dragon is just one of the most. Before X and Y, Dragon was the ultimate typing. Very rarely was there a type that could beat it besides like Ice, which if you didn't have an Ice move or an Ice Pokemon, you were basically Dunzo. You couldn't really do anything to it. Now that we have X and Y, Fairy type, her favorite gym leader. Why Fairy beats Dragon? I understand it's
from the mythology.
It's mythology, and I understand all that. But to give Fairy type this OP power,
It's not OP. It balances it out.
it's OP. Dragon, it's basically it's worse than the normal Ghost typing fight. A normal type move can't hurt Ghost. A Ghost type can't hurt normal. A Fairy can hurt Dragon, but a Dragon can't do shit to a.
I'm gonna be straight with you.
Can't
I
do a Fairy.
forget that a lot. I forget that.
There's only two
Normally
other.
Ghost can't.
There's only two other typings that do that, and that's Steel, Poison. Poison doesn't do anything to Steel, but Steel can hurt Poison. So, for a Fairy to hurt a Dragon, and a Dragon can't do anything, no damage, it basically does nothing. It's a little much. Granted, I like the fairy type. Cool typing. It's new. It's different.
The cutest
But to give
tail.
it that much power is a little ridiculous to me. I mean, for all we know, I can have a level 60 Salamence, and you come here with a Gardevoir who is Psychic Fairy now,
Yes.
and can use the smallest fairy move ever and basically destroy Salamence. And my Salamence can't do
trying to
anything.
think of, like,
Unless it uses non-dragon moves.
Fairy move. Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry.
It's just one of those.
I'm sorry.
No, it's no big deal. I mean, it's confusing. I like it, but then at the same time I hate it. It's like why this happened.
It throws off your swag.
It does. It throws off my strategy big time.
Alright, what do you want in this new game that we're not, whatever,
Brand new game that just got announced.
Dropping Sun and Moon!
Sun and Moon. Holidays 2016, which means anywhere between October and December.
I'm gonna go
In those
broke.
3 months, we're gonna get a new game.
Because we're getting, like, nerdy movies and new Pokemon stuff.
I want it to be a whole new generation. There's rumors that it's going to be a connection to X and Y like Johto and Kanto was, which would be cool. If they did it, I'd be totally down for it. Don't get me wrong, I think that would be the best move that they could go with. But at the same time, another best move would just be a whole new generation. And in this generation, don't give us just 70 new Pokemon. I want the original 150 all new Pokemon.
Honey, they're going to run out of ideas.
It needs to be a whole new thing.
Like,
I
there's
want
a lot
all
of
new starters. I want a lot of new starters. Well, 3 new starters, not a lot. 3 new starters. I want 2 more evolutions. Maybe 1 more. Give us 1 more. That'd be awesome.
Give me a ghost type, for Christ's sake.
She wants ghost. I think a steel type would be awesome. A steel type evolution would be the best. Because if you think about it, the first 3 was fire, electric, and water. The second typing was Psychic and Dark, which Dark was also a new typing. Psychic was old. Hoenn, we didn't get anything. We got an Ice, Grass, and Sinnoh. Black didn't do anything, and then we got a new Fairy type. So each new type...
Oh, no, they need to release a Dragon, too, because since we have a Fairy, we need a Dragon eating.
This is true, but if you think about it, all the new typings that come out, and evolution's been after that. The only one that was new that we didn't get was Steel. So Steel is due for an evolution because it's been new. Well, it's old now, but it was new in Gen 2.
Yeah.
So give us Steel. But I'm just thinking, do like a Sinnoh where you give us all new Pokemon, but also evolutions of older Pokemon. Don't do a whole, or just do a whole new 150 original Pokemon. But give us more than 70. I like X and Y. I really do. It was a great game. I love it. I love the customization of characters.
Oh, yes. My character was
all this stuff was cool, but the fact that they only gave us 70 Pokemon was kind of disappointing.
But I like that, because they also brought in...
They brought in Mega Evolutions, which is fun.
It's its own thing, and they also incorporated Pokemon from previous generations, which I like more.
Well, they do that in other games.
I
I'm
know,
saying
it's just...
the older Pokemon outweighed the new Pokemon. Hoenn did that. Hoenn had all new Pokemon, but it also had some of the originals. Like, I think it was like 30 of older Pokemon was in the newer game, was in Hoenn. Same thing with Sinnoh. Older Pokemon, new Pokemon. There was like 209. Sinnoh had the biggest Pokedex ever before the National. It was 209.
Another reason why Sinnoh's
X and Y had 70. You're going from 150 to 70.
But I also...
It needs to have more than...
I'm also going to look at it this way as well. X and Y is a more... because it's based off of France. So, in my opinion, there's less newer Pokemon because there's more people, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
kind of like, they push them outwards.
I understand where you come from, but that would be in this type of society. In the real world, in the Pokemon world, Pokemon are everywhere. There's Pokemon that, in the I guess you could say, in the Pokemon universe, there are Pokemon that are raised in cities. Like there's like Grimer and Mux aren't really in the forest. They're in the sewers.
So gross. I know.
So the whole they pushed them out. I understand where you're coming from, but that just doesn't. That's not really making sense.
That's the only logic that would come into play.
But Sun and Moon, can't wait. It's.
I want it to be located.
I'm not even gonna lie. When the Pokemon Direct.
Oh, you can. Okay.
When Pokemon Direct showed the announcement, yes, the day before Sun and Moon was leaked, they basically went through all the games. They were like 96, 99, 2000. They showed us from Kanto, Johto, Hoenn, Sinnoh, Unova, Kalos, and then it went 2016, Sun and Moon. They didn't tell us the name of. They didn't tell us the name of the region.
I'm telling you, it's gonna be Philippines. Even though
they
they're
didn't
like,
tell
no,
us.
it's gonna be Hawaii. It's tropical.
They didn't tell us much. All they said was Sun and Moon Holiday 2016. I believe they wanted to show more, but they didn't because you had these people going.
Hype.
And they looked up. They basically hacked and found out a day before the direct was even going to happen the names. So basically, it was like a punishment. They wanted to show us more, but they're like, no. If y'all can't wait, y'all are gonna wait now for us to show you new stuff.
You motherfuckers.
So basically, whoever hacked it or leaked it all, maybe, and I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
Game.
I could be wrong.
Damaged.
I would never wish it on anybody. I hope I'm wrong, but I feel like they punished us. They were like, hey, y'all can't wait, so now y'all are.
Well, that's like when the people bulk bought Fallout 4 and Microsoft was like, no, you cannot buy 4 copies of a limited game. You know, you want the Pip-Boy edition, you get 1 Pip-Boy edition. That's all you get.
Which I'm okay with.
That's all you get.
I'm okay with. Yes, I'm being punished and I have to wait weeks or months to find out any information.
Right.
But I'm okay with that because all it's doing inside is making me more excited for this game. It's going, oh my god, I can't wait. I can't wait.
I just want to be based off the Philippines. And there's a reason my Lola's from the Philippines. I'm biased. It's an Asian country. Now, it is an Asian country that is not taken at all seriously. So I feel like a game based off the Philippines would kind of bring more awareness to its culture, which is similarly a lot like Hawaii, which is why a lot of people are like, it's going to be based in Hawaii. It's the same culture practically. It is so similar. Sorry.
But at the same time different.
Hot and heavy over this.
It's similar, but at the same time it's different. If they did Hawaii, I think that'd be awesome because you have all the islands. You have the big islands and the small islands. And I think that'd be cool. I don't think it's going to be based off of Hawaii or the Philippines. I think it's just going to be another region in Japan somewhere that is more tropical. I think it's going to be a tropical kind of game where there in one of the trailers, or if you watch the Pokemon Direct, there's a fountain that has a Horsea, and it's kind of sunny. All the stuff is going, hey, it might be in Hawaii. All the tropicalness, it might be in Hawaii. It might be someplace in Japan that's really. I don't know. Do I really care where it's at? No, I'm not going to complain. They can make it in the middle of Russia, and I would still play the game.
Those technically,
that's
already happened. Not really, but yes.
It's one of those things where I can't wait for a whole new generation. Generation 7. It's going to be awesome.
It's getting way too expansive, man. Alright, what's your expectations for Go?
Ooh, Go. I can't wait. I got a brand new phone. Well, not for Go, because I needed one, but because I have this, I cannot wait. I want to be able to look around my house, outside, where I work, all this place, and see Pokemon. Not necessarily to catch them all. I would want to catch them all. But just to be like, oh look, there's a Magnemite in my store.
Can you imagine?
There's a Pikachu poking his head out the corner. That would be awesome.
I don't think that's not necessarily how it's going to work, but
we don't know. Nobody really knows how it's going to work. That's what I hope it works.
Like in the commercials, it's usually outside because Pokemon are wild creatures.
Yes, but at the same time, like we said, with like the city, there's Pokemon all over the place.
Yeah.
So they're basically making the Pokemon universe real.
I just want to go to graveyards and catch those Pokemon. That's all I want to do.
I want to be able to
go on grave hop and I'll be like, oh, you Frostlass.
I want
In winter.
it to be like the Pokemon games, but then not be like the Pokemon games. I want it to be where
You're in a tall grass.
no, you meet. There is like a virtual professor, a whole new professor, and he gives you get to pick the starter. Because I want to see a Charmander.
Wait, what if it's the creator of Pokemon and he just appears?
I want to see a Charmander and have a Charmander on my shoulder, like how Ash has Pikachu. I want a Charmander to just drape off my shoulder. Now when he evolves to a Charmeleon, he can walk. But I want a
I feel like you're
partner.
You're gonna be like one of those like trainers. Like if you have a baby Pokemon, you're gonna put it in like a baby bag. You touched yours.
I know whichever my starter is, I'm gonna be like an Ash and not have it in the Pokeball.
What if
to an extent.
What if they have you choose which region? Like, what is your favorite region? And they'll be like, Sinnoh. And they'll be like, oh, okay, here you go. Here's a Piplup. I'm like,
like I said, that could be a possibility. We know very little about Go, which, again, excites me and it scares me. Because it could be an over-the-top, awesome experience, or it could be a, wow, I got all hyped up for nothing. And then you get depressed. So it's one of those things that I can't wait for.
And then you get depressed.
Yeah, well, yeah, because you get so hyped, you're like, oh my god, finally, an augmented reality Pokemon game. I get to talk and touch virtually a Pokemon and catch them. And then it just not work. There's too many bugs, and then...
I want it to be where also you can put it on in any Pokemon you catch in your game.
That would be a cool concept. I can't wait.
It'll be beneficial.
One thing I want is to become a gym leader. I'm just saying. I want to challenge people. I want people to challenge me. I will make little badges of some sort and be like,
you would?
You want to battle me? This is what you're fighting for. I mean, that would be awesome. That's basically what they want us to do. They want us to catch. But if all they want to do is to catch them, that's one thing. But if they're like, here, be in the Pokemon universe.
We can make little Gate Squire badges.
I would be an awesome gym leader.
Ghost type.
It's going to be an everything type because I'm not going to do a favorite typing. I'm going to do a gym of a first of its kind.
I'll be a bias.
I'll basically be the Gary or the Blue of gym leaders and not have a type.
He drives me. Okay, alright. Because you like have to get voted and stuff and chosen, and then it was just like they choose that asshole. Really? That's just me though.
They chose him because he was a champion at one time.
I know, but he's still.
You have to realize
like
that
he
all
opens
the
his mouth and I just hear Donald Trump.
All the Elite Fours were at one time gym leaders.
I know.
And I don't know how it really works, and I could be wrong, but you either have to be a really good trainer, the Elite Four has to choose you to be a gym leader, or you have to be a participant in the Elite Four, like you're fighting the Elite Four. And if they go, hey, you're really good at this, you're not great enough to be Elite Four, but we'll make you a gym leader kind of thing. And that's what he was. Gary's an asshole, but he was an excellent trainer.
He is a fucking douchebag.
He was an excellent trainer.
No, he didn't.
And that's why now Ash and Gary are best friends. Even though Gary was a dick to him, everybody knows Gary had respect for Ash. Even though he didn't show it, he respected him.
Okay, well, now that we're on the Ash and Gary, opinions of the TV show. And its ever continuation.
I love it. Everybody's complaints are exactly the same. It's, oh, Ash doesn't evolve. He doesn't age. He wants to be a Pokemon Master, but he doesn't catch all the Pokemon.
He's caught 32.
Nobody in the Pokemon universe has all the Pokemon.
Red, Pow, pow, pow! Oh.
Red doesn't... Red does, okay. Red has all the Pokemon, but Red is not in the show. Red is based off of the video game. So in the show, which is the topic that we're talking about, nobody had every Pokemon.
Yeah.
So for people to go, I can't believe Ash always catches this Pokemon or this Pokemon. It's a show. It's made for kids.
He doesn't quite know this. He knows the typing, but he doesn't know the typing. Like, I feel like every season he has to be explained what types are weak against what, and I'm like,
yes, but that's also to pander to the younger kids. I understand it gets frustrating and he's like, hey, what's this Pokemon? Yes, Ash, you've seen a Rhydon or a Rhyhorn multiple times. You don't have to keep doing it. But in the same sense, when he's doing his job as the trainer with the Pokedex to fill the Pokedex. So even though he might be asking a dumb question, he takes his Pokedex, he's like, okay, got it. That's one less he has to fill in for his duty.
I think
and the non-aging thing.
The what?
Where Ash doesn't age.
Oh, I said Asian.
That's just a TV thing. Family Guy, Simpsons, nobody's aged. Why? Because nobody really wants. We do, but then nobody really wants to see a 12-year-old Stewie.
I want to.
Because then his whole antics of killing Lois and all that stuff would be weird. Him as a baby, it's funny.
I want more shows like Pokemon Origin for adults. More for adults.
Pokemon Origins was basically just a video game adaptation.
Yeah, but it was.
Pokemon.
I'm gonna say this. It was adults. It was adult. Even though the video game is technically meant for children, there was adult aspects of the miniseries. And I feel like if they did that with all the games, like they obviously keep the anime for the little ones.
They do the manga still. I don't know if they do mangas for X and Y, but I know Black and White had them. That was the last time I heard that they had the mangas.
But honest to God, if you just make like a 6-episode TV series for every generation, geared more towards the adults who actually play the game, who grew up with the game actually,
more of a true anime style.
Yeah. Then that's honestly like I'll take Pokemon Origins as like a forgiveness. Like I'm sorry, Ash still looks the way you did.
But that's the thing. It wasn't like a forgiveness. It was basically going, all right.
Here's an adult
Here's
version.
X and Y is coming out. There's a Mega Evolution. Let's show or tell that Mega Evolutions isn't a new thing. It was something that happened from the very beginning.
And
for his Charizard to Mega Evolve when fighting Mewtwo, that shows that Mega Evolutions really don't. It wasn't a new thing. It's something that's been around since the beginning, but nobody knew about it. Certain regions know more than other regions. It's even said that Professor Oak is a Pokemon professor, but Professor Elm is an evolution professor.
Yeah.
And then Rowan he is more of a region professor. Birch is a. I don't remember what Birch is. I can't remember. But Sycamore is a Mega Evolution professor. He researches that.
He's so pretty.
So for
he's a hot one to me.
To show all that, it wasn't like a forgiveness. Oh, Ash is still 10 years old. We're sorry. It was more of a let's loop it all back around.
I just feel like it's a good adult version of something that already exists.
I agree.
And I feel like they should build off of it, like, other more adult versions of things we're gonna get.
Well, they sort of did that with Black and White. I do gotta say the one good thing I'm gonna say about Black and White is when they announced Black and White 2, they gave a sort of a anime style trailer for it. It showed the main character, his rival, basically fighting through the gym leaders and fighting Team Plasma and all that stuff, and the Shadow Triad. Like, all that stuff was really cool. So they did, and that came out before Origins. So they are doing it, and I mean they had Pokemon Chronicles, which was the male version, the male and female from the Johto and his travels, because he had a Typhlosion and he did Photo Raikou and Articuno and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that didn't take off well.
No, but it was almost like here's the anime, here's a tangent off the anime, like this. They even do that to this day. When Black and White was still, the series Black and White came out, they did an episode that had Brock and Dawn. Dawn was traveling through Johto and Kanto doing Pokemon contests, and Brock was still traveling by himself, traveling back to Kanto to check up on the gym. So they sort of do little tangents off the anime.
I don't understand that. Like you're a gym leader, stay there.
Everybody that Ash travels with is a gym leader.
I know.
Which is cool.
No.
Which is a cool.
Misty becomes a gym leader after she goes back.
Misty was already a gym leader.
Yeah, but she
left.
still had her sisters.
Yeah, but she's.
So it was like literally a family-owned gym, whereas Brock, okay, his younger siblings were like way too young to know anything about.
But his youngest but oldest was a gym leader. When Brock left, his dad came back, and then his second oldest brother.
All you're doing is proving
was
right.
But I'm just saying. When Brock wasn't there was somebody manning the gym.
Exactly.
When Misty wasn't there was somebody manning the gym.
I know this.
But they were all gym leaders at that time. Misty was the gym leader that he fought to get the badge. Brock was the gym leader he fought to get the badge.
I know.
Misty's dad.
I don't understand.
Not Misty, May.
The point of you raising your voice at me.
I'm not raising my voice. I'm just saying all the gym leaders. They were all gym leaders. Not all they became a gym leader. They were gym leaders before he left.
I know, but then when he went back, you're missing the point. Okay. He travels with gym leaders. Just stay there and be a gym leader. That's all I'm trying to say. That's like when you're playing the first Pokemon game and you're like, how do I get Brock to be at his gym? Why did you leave the gym when you are the one on duty? I'm like, ah! Okay. Do you see what I'm getting at now?
No, I understand that, but I'm just saying.
And honestly,
each reason why they left the gym.
If I hear that the water-type gym leader's name is Misty, I'm not going to go against her sister. I'm going to go against Misty. So Misty's ass better be at the gym, because that's just...
Well, in the games, Misty was...
Yeah, well, I know that, but I mean,
but
like, in general, yeah. Like, in regards to the show's continuum...
Well, he did. Misty's like, no. When Ash came there...
I'm talking about, well, she's gone with Ash. There are people who knows that she's the gym leader, and they're going there expecting Misty. And
most of the time, gym leaders are... Most of the time, a gym is ran by a family.
I know this.
So when somebody leaves, another family member takes up the place.
I know.
And technically, in the show, they're not going, oh, you're fighting Brock. You're fighting the Pewter Gym. The Cerulean Gym. The Celadon Gym. And whoever's the leader is whoever they put in.
I know.
So like with Flaherty, my favorite gym leader, her grandfather was the gym leader for the longest time, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna step down, now it's your turn.
It's such a cliche that she's your favorite for the record. Sorry, you're such a guy. Okay. Anything else you want to add to it?
I love Pokemon. I will fight anybody that says Pokemon's dumb. That's basically it. I mean...
And he will.
I like Pokemon so much, I was in high school playing on my DS.
Me too.
I was a senior.
Me too.
Did not give a fuck what anybody thought. I remember being in my science class, we had a sub. She left. Everybody's crowding around me watching me play. And there was some guy off the side going, that's dumb, you're playing Pokemon. And I was like, you don't get to watch. Sit there, be sad, don't get to watch.
Be sad. Be basic.
I love Pokemon. I don't care who knows it. I tell everybody, if you don't want to be my friend because I like it, fuck you.
Wow.
Yeah, shots fired.
Yeah, for real. So much shade. Shit. I like Pokemon. And not that hot and heavy about it, but I do enjoy Pokemon for what it is.
I don't know anybody who doesn't like Pokemon. Like I said, if you say you don't like Pokemon, it was either you had a shitty childhood or you're lying to yourself. Even adults now that are married, my friends that are married and have kids, if I go, hey, did you play Pokemon as a kid? They're gonna go, yes. Do they still play it now? No, because they're adulting. And they have kids to take care of and marriage and all that kind of stuff.
What about the Digimon?
Oh.
Okay, this is a can of worms. for the record, he wanted to open this can of worms. I wanted this just to be about Pokemon, but he had to bring in
Pokemon and Digimon are one of my two favorites. If you didn't like Digimon again, you're lying to yourself. They're created by the same person. Pokemon came first, and then Digimon. When they asked, why did you make 2 shows to rival each other? He's like, because I can. That was the only reason. Because he can. Yes, Digimon was awesome, and then it kind of died down, and it's starting to grow back up a little bit. But I don't even know what to say to that. I like both of them. I love both of them. I like Pokemon more. But Digimon's cool. And I mean, it's basically talking Pokemon. That's it. That's all I gotta say. We're pretty much...
But like with Digimon, they digivolve based on like the love they have for the trainers and the companionships. Whereas like Pokemon, they evolve because they're badasses. But Mega Evolution is technically the same concept as Digimon now, which is why I'm like, why?
Not in the games, they evolve because you level them up. In the show and the Pokemon universe or whatnot, they evolve with friendship and care and taking care of. They don't go, oh, my Squirtle's at level 16. It's going to evolve into a War Turtle. Ash's Squirtle knows Hydro Pump, which in the game doesn't learn until level 44, 45. And he's still a Squirtle, so it doesn't really matter what level they are. It's the love and care. Not saying that Ash didn't love Squirtle. It's just, that's how it works.
I just can't not remember the Drake thing. But yeah, that's really it. So... we really like Pokemon, and we hope you do too.
20th anniversary. It's going to go 20 more years. I'll be playing it till I'm 45.
Why do you have to give yourself a cutoff date? I will die with my DS.
That's it. So, thanks for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe if you like this video.
And put your favorite Pokemon!
Yeah, put in the comments your favorite Pokemon.
Put some of your Pokeswag.
Love to hear, so.
Yep.
I'll see you later.
Lolly out.
Bye.
Bruh.